This is Jackie. I'm here with Tyler of Moon Taxi, Day 2 Bonnaroo. Speaking of 2, TWO, I love your hit Too High. It's one of my favorites. I last spoke to your band back in Bonnaroo 2015, taking it way, way back, 2 full years. How has the band evolved since then?
Everything's going great. We have recently signed to RCA, so we have a major label record now, which is really cool. It's really crazy, yeah. We're global now. It's pretty cool.
And y'all are still based in Nashville?
Yeah, we are.
Okay,
We all still live there.
Nashville is a very, good or bad, depending on how you look at it, very music-saturated city.
Oh, yeah.
How do you make sure you stand out? Whether it's intentional or not, how do you stand out in a very heavily saturated musical city?
Well, I mean, I think from day one we focused on being the best players that we possibly could be for whatever you would call our style of music. And, we love to, we love to practice. We love to kind of push the envelope of what we do, and it's all about keeping current with everything and listening to the new guys that are better than you and trying to do the same thing. So
steal from all their good ideas. What's your favorite live music venue in Nashville to perform?
To perform, I used to love playing at Exit Inn, and we used to play at the Inn too, which was the little sister joint across the street. But Exit Inn's always got a special place for me.
I mean, it's such a great city. You can really go to like any small bar and hear the next big thing. It's super convenient that way. Fifth studio album, Let the Record Play. How is that an evolution of sound from go way back like Melodica?
So Melodica was definitely, sort of a college album. And we were all in a room, recorded everything live. And I mean, each record is kind of more from, or kind of evolved from us being in a room together to us being in different rooms in different houses, sort of sharing ideas back and forth on a digital format. And with Let the Record Play, we kind of have this formula now that we, developed over the years, and we really kind of mastered on this one where, we're doing a lot of stuff from home, and we'll go in and we'll record bass and drums, so Tommy and I in a studio, and we'll just start layering stuff on top of it. And we like working that way, and that's what we're going to keep doing.
Technology is amazing. What role do you see sites like Spotify and other music streaming having in your career now?
That's a huge role. I mean, especially with Too High, Too High was not even on an album yet. It was just our single that we put out before we even had a record deal. And, the Spotify numbers were going crazy from the beginning. So it's a huge part. I mean, it's becoming what radio, I think, maybe used to be. I mean, radio's still a thing, obviously, but, streaming sites like Spotify and Apple Music are a huge part of the music industry now.
What about music videos? There isn't a channel dedicated solely to them anymore, yet lots of bands still spend a lot of money to make them.
I mean, they're still important. I think it's a way for, fans to see what the band actually looks like and get an idea of what, maybe what your vibe is. I know we have some music videos that don't have us in them, and we have some music videos that do have us in them, and I think the ones that don't have us in them are kind of, it's like with Not Too Late, that music video doesn't have any of us in them, but it's telling a story. Too High's got a lot of footage of us live from various cities, on the tour, and it kind of gives, I think, the viewer an idea of what we're like out on the road. We're pretty boring dudes, so.
You are too kind. You mentioned before about whatever genre we are. How would you categorize your sound, especially if you're talking to someone who's never heard your band before?
We're a rock band that can basically just do whatever we want. We can, if we want to jam.
I like that.
If we want to jam and do something crazy, we can do that. If we want to cover, if we want to cover a pop song, we can do that too. If we want to do some hip hop stuff, we can do that. But I think at our heart,
can you please? That sounds really good. I'm ready for that.
We might be doing some of that Sunday. You never know.
Oh, I like that tease. I love it. I love it. How is performing at Bonnaroo different from a live TV performance that you've done recently?
Anything can happen. I mean, anything can happen on a live TV performance. But as far as playing a full set here. You've got to factor in a lot of stuff. You've got to factor in what we did the night before. You've got to factor in what we did that day. You've got to factor in how hot it is. And you got to kind of just how's the way to put this? Basically, anything could happen, and you got to just strap in and go for it. So, yeah.
You just got to go with the flow. What's up next for you guys after Bonnaroo?
We got a bunch of festivals this summer. I think next on the docket is we're doing something up in New York next weekend, I believe. But it's pretty much one-offs. The rest of the summer, all festivals, and then we're going to do a big fall tour.
More singles too?
We might have one more single coming out. Not Too Late is hitting radio waves right now and doing well. So, but I think after that we might have one more come out. Yeah.
And then maybe a little bit of a break. Maybe just a little.
I feel like we've kind of been breakless for 10 years now.
Why stop now?
Why stop now?
I like that. Why stop now? Stay tuned for much more from Moon Taxi. This is Jackie. Thanks to Chorus FM and In the Key of Change.